Hey guys, what's up? This is Bharat, you're watching iGyaan, and today we're going to be unboxing and taking a first look at the new Redmi K50i. Now, it's been a while since the company launched a K series phone in India, and the K50i is the latest in the iteration. Now, you'll see a lot of similarities in this phone, but let's quickly unbox it, and the packaging looks very identical to what we've seen in the past. First thing inside the box is another box that holds the documentation along with a case for the back of the phone. Now this is a clear case and it doesn't offer a lot of protection, but it's a free case, so we are not complaining. You also get a SIM ejector tool in the box, and then the next thing is the phone itself. The Redmi K50i is capable of 67 watts of fast charging, and a charger is included in the box. It's the same charger that we've seen on Xiaomi phones. And you also do get the cable, which is a standard USB Type A to USB Type C cable. Now on the front of the device, you do have a front-facing camera. This is a 16 megapixel camera, and this is in the center of the front in a punch hole fashion. You also have a large 6.6-inch display. Now this is an IPS display with a 144 Hz of refresh rate, with a 650 nits of brightness as well. Gorilla Glass 5 protects the front panel, and there is a screen protector that is pre-installed for convenience. On the bottom of the device, you do have the SIM tray, the microphone, the USB-C port, and one of the main speakers. On the right is the power button, which also doubles up as the fingerprint sensor, and then you also have the volume buttons. On the top of the device are a few things actually. The 3.5mm headphone jack, there is an infrared blaster, a secondary noise cancellation microphone, and the second part of the stereo speaker pair that you get on the device. There's nothing on the left of the device. On the back, you will see a plastic back panel, and we've got this really nice blue tint color over here, and then you can see the camera layout. This is a 3-camera layout with a 64 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, and a 2 megapixel macro camera, which I honestly do not see a purpose for, but it's there. You also have a dual LED flash. And overall, it's a pretty nice looking phone. You can see the Redmi 5G branding on the bottom. This does support a whole ton of 5G bands, and all the bands that have been listed for India are already supported by this device, so that is great. Now, first boot and setup of the phone is fairly simplistic and quick. You can set up your fingerprint sensor while starting up the device for the first time, and Xiaomi, or actually Redmi, promises that there's going to be no ads on this device and any K series device for that matter. So that remains true for this phone as well. There are quite a lot of preloaded applications, but you can delete quite a lot of them. But some Xiaomi applications you can't delete, like security and get apps. But most of the other stuff you can remove from the device. The SoC is the MediaTek Dimensity 8100, which is a 5nm chip. You do get an octa-core CPU along with the Mali G610 MC6 GPU. Now, storage and RAM will give you a few options. We have the 8GB plus 256GB. You can see 3GB are used for virtual RAM, so you get upwards of 10 to 11GB of RAM on the device, which is sufficient for a phone like this. You also have a 5080 mAh battery, which does use the 67-watt fast charging. Now, this is a pretty fast charger. We've seen it on devices in the past and it performs well. The only downside is that the charger is limited to the USB-A type standard, and it doesn't work with a lot of other devices because of that. Now, let's talk about the cameras a little bit more. We've got a 64 megapixel main camera, which is great, and you do have lots of shooting modes, including an AI mode. You also do have lots of additional modes that can be downloaded from Xiaomi's camera repository. But more importantly, if you want to shoot in the 64 megapixel mode, you have to go into the directly 64 megapixel shooting mode as well. For video, you do have 4K video at 30 frames per second. And if you want image stabilization, you can turn that on, but that will reduce the resolution to 1080p video at 30 frames per second. So you don't get steady video at any other resolution. Apart from that, you will see a whole host of portrait shots, night modes. You do have your filters and effects, pretty typical of a Xiaomi camera app, and you do see that on this phone as well. We'll be testing all of these things out in depth and coming to you guys as well with that. If you have any particular questions or queries regarding this phone, let us know in the comment section below. The phone is actually pretty well built, and despite being a plastic construction, it seems robust and doesn't have any flex whatsoever. It is IP53 rated as well, so you will get some sort of splash and dust resistance on this device. from the get-go. Like I said, the front does have a screen protector pre-applied, and there is Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front. The rest of it all is plastic. That's it for this video. Drop a like, leave a comment, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. This has been Bharat. I'll see you guys in the next one.